This piece started with 5 panels. In the middle section I started painting a building inspired by Tartarian architecture. And then Poland happened. My brother had an accident and I was there for a month and a half looking after him, visiting bookshops, doing research, reading. It was a very dark time for me, although it was snowing. I had to confront my past. I've added a scene from my teenage years when I was burning my diaries. The picture of a father came to mind as a beast and me grieving his loss. Although he is alive to me, he feels dead. I know it sounds hard and dark, but that's how I felt, and everything went into the painting. My past, present and the future. The building you see goes 3 stories down. In a way it shows the subconscious, what we have to deal with, what challenges us. Me painting healing vegetables, which I've used in the painting as drips. In this picture here you can see me holding a magnifying glass. And now more drips. From the performance at the Grotowski Institute, which I've done in March, I literally connected everything to the painting I was doing at that time. That reflected numerous hospital stays. A few months ago I had this amazing dream with entities or looking like people coming into my dream in the shape of a garden. I was leaning on a big glass window, which you can see right here. They appeared out of nowhere and showed me the way in. I decided to paint them and put them in the last 2 panels of the painting. I paint directly on silk, pre-prepped with beautiful background colors. I use water-based paints because you can work really fast with them. And then I just build more motifs and layers with them. And then after that I go with oil paints, which is the heaviest layer, and just do a very detailed work. It is always challenging to paint something that you've never painted before. So every single time I paint a new piece, it reminds me something else, and there's a different struggle in a way and frustration, but that's part of the process. It keeps me on the edge, and I like that. I like to be challenged, and you can never repeat it. It also requires a lot of time, trials and materials, discarded materials, because sometimes what I paint is just not right and I have to paint over it. This is the first panel of the painting, picturing me on a leaf lying down right before surgery in a hospital gown, connected to the hospital drip with blood, and we have lots of snakes, other animals and birds fighting for their eggs. In the ground, between the roots, you can see little embryos growing in soil. On top of it, the other elements and healing plants. And then it's me again burning my diaries and memories alongside with them. In a way, it was very cathartic to paint this. At the same time, it was very challenging. But I feel like everyone have to face their darkness, and they have to find the time to do it. Otherwise, the darkness consumes us. I always love to put little details like birds, flies, caterpillars, and those paintings are not just for watching and the visual pleasure of them, but by looking at them, but also reading and finding all those motifs that I put. And here is the famous panel, 2 panels actually, painted from a dream, with me in the background in white. And that's the whole piece, spanning across the whole wall, with sparkles coming from everything that's growing on that side, as if plants and people were coming from stars or some other galaxy that is not Earth. I also painted the sky. It was very difficult actually. I've never painted a sky like this before, almost like gold, orangey sky. And the plants, also I kind of like this motif of painting what's underneath the ground, not just on top of it, because everything is connected. And pumpkins, that motif came out of nowhere. But I've never done this before, and I thought it would be interesting vegetable to have, and that's me. Thanks for watching.